Hi everyone, this is Jen Waterhouse from the Bath Brunswick campus. I'm not going to be able to make it to class tonight because I have an interview in Massachusetts, so I apologize. So this is my recording of my oral history paper. I did my paper on my mom. Obviously, well, it's convenient, but also because she has the most interesting diet ever. My mother's 49 years old, and she's of German ancestry, and she's been in like a middle class position her entire life, so it's been pretty stable. She never had, like, her parents are still married, she's got two crazy siblings, all that fun stuff. My mother has moved around her entire life, so she's encountered all kinds of different foods and eating styles because my dad's a Marine, and they've been married for 28 years now, so every time he got stationed somewhere, she'd end up in California, Massachusetts, back in Maine, somewhere between the three for the past good chunk of her life. So my mother's always been a strong believer in small portion sizes. She is a strong believer that your fist is the same size as your stomach, and you shouldn't eat more than that per meal, basically. And that's why she's kept her slender disposition her whole life. She eats an early breakfast around 6 in the morning. She has a snack around 10, lunch at 12:30, and then a light dinner. And by light, I mean like crackers. Around 4:30. She never eats after 7 p.m. because she thinks that the body can't digest food and because it falls into sleep mode. Most of the meals my mom eats are at the dining room table. However, she does like her breakfast in the morning in front of the news, catching up on life. And my mother's definitely not an emotional eater. She only eats because she physically has to, which is unfortunate because I love food. During her childhood, my grandmother made a rule that nobody was allowed to leave the table until everything on their plate was eaten, so she'd spend lots of time at the table. And she now hates lots of veggies and meats because of it, but she still tries to get my brother and I to eat them, even though we're 22 and 20, and veggies just aren't my thing. She really believes that you should have no more than 1,300 daily calories, and she tries really hard to get the 5 fruits and veggies every day and all that stuff. And everything she buys is low fat and sugar free and all that lame stuff. For my mom, a homemade meal consists of food that is cooked at home and not frozen, so she likes to make most of her meals homemade. About 80% are homemade and 20% are created from prepackaged, or on the rare occasion we go out to eat. And like, this is mostly because if she's spending money on the food at a grocery store, she doesn't think we should go out to eat other foods. So we, again, like I said, rare. We only go out on birthdays and end of semester celebrations. So it's kind of lame. Her favorite dishes are chicken and gravy, but her absolute favorite meal is lasagna. And we only eat it once a year because it takes forever to make, like all day, and it's unfortunate because she does love it. But she also her favorite meals to cook are macaroni and cheese, spaghetti, and chili because they're quick and easy and everybody loves them. At this point in our lives, my mom and my dad both work full-time, and my brother and I work part-time and go to school full-time, so none of us are ever really home at the same time, so if we can get a meal together, those are the meals she generally makes. One of the rituals our family has is that every Wednesday night we have homemade pizza and watch a movie together. It's kind of a fun little family thing. We've been doing it since I think I was 4, so, 20 years in the making, or 18 years in the making. My mother hasn't been making her meals as often making family meals as often because my brother and I are older and we're able to cook. So she feels that since she doesn't really eat dinner anymore, it's up to us to make our own meals. but she used to when we were younger because my dad was always gone being in the military. So she was like the main provider of everything. My mom's favorite ingredient to cook with is cheese because you can use it in everything and anything, and it's got so many different styles and flavors, and it adds a fun texture and flavor to every meal. Um, but when my mom was growing up, her brother had well, he was a rebellious teenager, and it caused lots of turmoil during meal times. So if any arguing at all happens during any of our meals, she cannot eat at all. She just gets up and walks away from the table, and she's sick the rest of the day. Um, so she's had that, like, where, again, she was forced to eat all the food that was put on her plate, which I'm sure is horrible. And then the turmoil of her family kind of arguing and stuff made it so mealtime was really hard for her. And now, today, she tries to make it a fun, loving environment where we all share our day and talk about how our life's going. So yeah, basically she tries to hold on to any memories we can have, and meals are the one thing we do share together, so she tries to make them as fun as possible. Um, but basically, the reason I chose my mom for this assignment is because last summer she was diagnosed with cancer, and they had to remove both of her ovaries, her appendix, a foot of her colon, her gallbladder, and two very large tumors about the size of footballs. And because of this, she hasn't been able to eat basically anything. It's crackers and hummus and bread, and anything light that won't upset her stomach. So she's gotten down to 104 pounds, and it's been very difficult for her to gain the weight back. She can't eat anything spicy, nothing with mayo or bacon. Um, so we've had to basically change our entire diet for our whole family so that my mom can still eat food and not feel bad or feel ashamed by everything that she went through. And so yeah, basically she's had it's been a very rough year, and she's had a lot of changes in her diet over her entire lifetime. Again, moving from Maine to California to Massachusetts to California to Maine, and then her cancer and everything. But I felt that she was a great choice, and I think I've gone way over my time limit now, so I apologize if you ended up watching this whole thing. And I hope you guys have a great class, and good luck on the assignment.